Good morning. Today in this video we are going to study that preparation of acid and bases. So first of all we study the preparation of acid and bases and their properties. So these two topics we have to complete in this video. So first of all we will take the preparation of acids. Preparation of acids. So for the preparation of acids, four methods are given. The first method is given from non-metals. From non-metals. So in this one is given hydrogen plus non-metal. Hydrogen combined with non-metal and form acid. Hydrogen combined with non-metal form acid. So this H2 combined with CH2 form 2HCl. You know that hydrogen and chlorine, they cannot react unless and until diffuse sunlight is there. So if you take the diffuse sunlight, this reaction will be proper controlled. Diffuse sunlight means if in the daytime you see in the room light is there, that light is called diffuse sunlight. So this reaction will be proper controlled. If you take the direct sunlight, the reaction will be explosive. If you take the dark, then the speed will be negligible. And the second one is given hydrogen and bromine. If you heat it, this will form HBr. In the same way, if you take sulfur, hydrogen gas will pass in the vapors of sulfur, then H2. So all these acids are formed from non-metals, and here chlorine, bromine and sulfur, these are the non-metals. Then the second method is given from acidic oxide. From acidic oxides. So water plus acidic oxide, they will combine and form acid. So water combined with carbon dioxide form carbonic acid. Water combined with sulfur dioxide form sulfurous acid. Water combined with sulfur trioxide form sulfuric acid. And one more, phosphorus pentaoxide P2O5, when it combines it forms S3PO4, 2 phosphorus, 3 to 6, 3 to 6. So these two methods you have seen. First method from non-metal and second from acidic oxide. It's a very simple method. Just to dissolve the acidic oxide, they will form the acid. And third one is given from salts. This third one from salts. This one is most important method. So from the salt, how can you prepare the acid? So I want to tell you, in this method, you will prepare volatile acids. Volatile acids. What are the volatile acids? Volatile acids, they are having the low boiling point, and when you heat it, they can be easily converted in the form of the vapors. So volatile acids two are there, HCl and HNO3. Means many are there, but two are in your syllabus. So HCl and HNO3. And non-volatile acid. Non-volatile acid. Non-volatile acid is H3SO4. Two are there, H2SO4 and H3PO4. But we take the H2SO4. This apart from H2SO4 and H3PO4, rest of the acids are volatile only. So non-volatile acids means the acids which are having the high boiling point, they cannot be converted in the form of the vapors. So cannot be easily in the form of vapors. They are called non-volatile acid. So if you want to prepare any volatile acid, take the salt of that acid and heat with concentrate sulfuric acid. So this concentrate sulfuric acid will displace that volatile acid from its salt. For example, if you want to prepare that HCl, then take sodium chloride and heat with concentrate H2SO4. Take sodium chloride and heat with concentrate H2SO4. So that will displace HCl. This will form NaHSO4 and plus HCl. So this one is volatile acids. Another example, that KCl plus H2SO4. This will form KHSO4 plus HCl. So one acid you have seen HCl. Regarding these two equations, first of all, directly they may ask the questions and the temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius. Don't forget the temperature, very important. So temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius. So first of all, here the question can be asked to you, what nature of concentrate sulfuric acid is used? What nature of concentrated sulfuric acid is used here? So what you will write the answer? What nature of the concentrate is used here? Non-volatile nature. Non-volatile nature. Then the second question can be asked, name the gas released. Name the gas released. So which gas is released here? Hydrogen chloride gas. Correct answer, hydrogen chloride gas. If you write hydrochloric acid, they will not give you one. Then observation. And what type of the salt is formed? Type of salt here, acid salt. Then observation. So whenever observation is asked, no need to write this one, that sodium hydrogen sulfate and HCl already. You have to write the test for the gas. So this HCl gas is released, test for this gas. So test for this gas, you know, if you take a glass rod, just to see this reaction, HCl gas react with ammonia, HCl gas form ammonium chloride, dense white film. Dense white. So what you will say here, that a colorless gas is released, it gives a dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide. Observation, a colorless gas is released, it gives a dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. This is very common testing in a test tube. If ammonia is coming, then you can take a glass rod dipped in concentrate HCl, dense white fume, and if HCl is coming, so take a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide, dense white fume. So since here HCl is coming, so that's why I have taken a glass rod, a colorless gas is released, it gives a dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. So this first HCl you have seen. In the same way, you can take nitric acid. So how can you prepare nitric acid? So this nitric acid, if you want to prepare, then you can take sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate. So this sodium nitrate is heated with H2SO4, concentrate H2SO4. Temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius. This will form NaHSO4 plus HNO3. In the same way, you can take potassium nitrate, react here the same question can be asked to you. What nature of the concentrated sulfur is used here? Same non-volatile nature. Name the gas released. Vapors of the nitric acid. Observation. So observation I will give you in the coming chapter. That nitric acid, here the vapors are heated with copper turning. The reddish brown gas is released. So in the chapter of nitric acid I will give you. Next one is by oxidation of non-metals. Fourth method, by oxidation of non-metals. Only this also important reaction. This sulfur is heated with concentrated nitric acid. Sulfur is heated with concentrated nitric acid. This will form sulfuric acid 6NO2 plus 2H2O. So in this reaction, observation can be asked, name the gas released. So name the gas, this nitrogen dioxide, and this nitrogen dioxide color is reddish brown. So observation what you will say, that reddish brown gas is released. Reddish brown gas is released. So this one is coming in important category. First of all, they may ask you, give a chemical equation when the sulfur is heated with nitric acid. Then a non-metal react with acid to form another acid. Name a non-metal, react with acid to form another acid. So that non-metal is sulfur. Then name the gas released when sulfur is heated with nitric acid, nitrogen dioxide. What do you observe when sulfur reacts with concentrated nitric acid? Your observation will be there, reddish brown gas is released. So this is about the preparation of acids. Now next one is preparation of bases. So in your book that 4 methods are given. Just to mark there that third and fourth, that most important methods. From third and fourth methods you are getting the questions in board paper. Now next one is preparation of bases. Preparation of bases. So this first method is given that from metals. So metals combined with oxygen form base. So just to see, this sodium combined with oxygen form sodium oxide. How can you write sodium oxide? Just to see, sodium valency is 1, oxygen valency is 2 minus. So this will be crossed here. This will form Na2O. So this will form Na2O. So just to see oxygen 2, you can multiply it here 4. So this sodium, if you expose the sodium in the atmosphere, will react. And if you take magnesium heating is required, then only it will react. So this will form magnesium oxide. Magnesium, just to see how can you write the magnesium oxide? Magnesium valency is 2 plus and oxygen 2 minus. Remove the common and cross the valency, then magnesium oxide. By this way you are getting the magnesium oxide. Then next one is second method, from basic oxide. From basic oxides. I want to tell you that basic oxide plus water, basic oxide plus water, basic oxide plus water, that will give base. But I want to tell you, if the basic oxide is soluble in water, then only this method is applicable. So for your knowledge, I want to tell you, all the metallic oxides are insoluble in water. This you can note down. All metallic oxides are insoluble in water except sodium, potassium and ammonia. So this is very important point. All metallic oxides are insoluble in water. All metallic oxides are insoluble. So if you take the copper oxide, insoluble, zinc oxide, insoluble, lead oxide, insoluble. Then which oxide will be soluble? So you have the option sodium oxide and potassium oxide. So you can take here sodium oxide dissolved in water. So this will form sodium hydroxide. Otherwise what you will write? And suppose that if you write like this, copper oxide plus water. So on the board it is possible, but actually it is not possible. This reaction is wrong. That is hypothetical reaction. Why it is hypothetical reaction? Because this copper oxide is insoluble. By this statement, all metallic oxides are insoluble in water except sodium, potassium and ammonia. So that's why copper oxide directly you cannot dissolve. So you can take either sodium oxide or potassium oxide. Potassium oxide, this will form 2KOH. So by this way it is formed. Then one more point is given. Active metals react with water. Very active metals react with water. Active metals react with water to form alkali. So, which active metals are there? Only two are there. That sodium react with water, form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. So this one is the active metal. In the same way, if you take potassium, react with water, form potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. So first two methods we studied. Next one is from salts. This third method, here also third and fourth methods are important, as in the previous one you have seen. So this third one is given from salts. Third method from salts. From I have given you example that copper oxide you cannot prepare directly by dissolving in water. What is the reason? Because copper oxide is insoluble. But suppose that if you want to prepare copper hydroxide base, so what you will take? Take a soluble salt of copper. Soluble salt of copper is copper sulfate. And react with a strong alkali, either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So I am taking the sodium hydroxide, that will precipitate that copper hydroxide. So this will form sodium sulfate and copper hydroxide. In the same way, if your objective is that you want to prepare ferric hydroxide. So take a soluble salt of ferric ion. The soluble salt of ferric ion is ferric chloride is here. This ferric chloride solution react with strong alkali, that sodium hydroxide, form sodium chloride and ferric hydroxide. If you want to prepare aluminum hydroxide, you can take aluminum chloride, react with strong alkalis, that will form sodium chloride and aluminum hydroxide. So by this way, you can prepare these insoluble bases. Now the last method, this third method, you can mark very important. Now the last method is given by decomposition of salt. this fourth method by decomposition of, sorry. So here it is given, either you take carbonates or nitrates. So when the carbonates and nitrates are heated, they will decompose and they will give the base to you. So one well known that lead nitrate, when it is heated, this will give lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. This nitrogen dioxide is reddish brown is there, reddish brown, and this one is yellow color is there. This lead oxide in hot condition reddish brown, but in cold condition yellow color is there. So here the question can be asked to you, observation for this reaction. Observation, if you go to the board paper, many times they have asked the observation. So what you will write the observation for this one? Observation. So first observation, that reddish brown gas is released. Reddish brown gas is released. Reddish brown gas is released. Second observation, test for this oxygen gas. A colorless gas is released, it rekindles glowing splinter. A colorless gas is released, it rekindles glowing splinter. A colorless gas is released, rekindles glowing splinter means just you take a matchstick and burn it, then extinguishes. Only one particle of fire is there. If you take the jar of oxygen gas, then it starts burning. That is called the rekindle or glowing splinter. Now third observation, that yellow residue is seen. Yellow residue is obtained. And fourth one is cracking sound. Cracking sound is obtained. Cracking sound is obtained. So these are the observations. Here they may ask you first of all chemical equation, then name a colored gas released, nitrogen dioxide, that name a colorless gas, oxygen gas is there, and observation, 4 observations are there. So just to see that how many mark question is there. Suppose that if only 1 mark question is there, so 1 point is sufficient. If 2 mark questions are there, 2 points are sufficient. But suppose that if the 2 mark questions are there, and if you write only 1 point, then only 1 mark will be given. And one more that it is given, that by heating calcium carbonate. So when you heat the calcium carbonate, it will give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So here, if you want to say the name the gas released, what you will say? Carbon dioxide. Observation, for this reaction observation, a colorless gas is released. A colorless gas is released. That is passed through the lime water. Lime water turns milky. So here, name the gas. Name the gas. Carbon dioxide. Observation. Observation will write that a colorless gas is released, that is passed through the lime water turns milky. A colorless gas is released when it is passed through lime water it turns milky. So this we have seen that preparation of acid and bases, page number 43. Just you mark in your book. that in both the side, third and fourth methods are very important, and from this part you are getting the questions. Now next one is properties of acids and bases. Properties of acids and bases. Properties of acids and bases. So just you see, you go through your book that physical properties are given. So in the column of the acid, just you see, sour in taste in aqueous solution. All the acids are sour taste is there. Bases, they are bitter in taste. And mineral acids, HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, highly corrosive in nature. Corrosive nature means if these acids fall on our skin, then blister formation will be there. Caustic alkalis, sodium hydroxide, potassium is highly corrosive, means if they fall on the skin, they will also cause the blister formation. And indicators turns blue litmus red and the red litmus blue. So this you can do from your book. Now we will take the chemical properties of acids and test for hydronium ion. Chemical properties of acids and test for hydronium ion. So whatever the reaction you are going to study, that for any reaction, if it is asked, give a chemical equation test for hydronium ion, then any equation you can give. So first of all, we are going to take neutralization. Neutralization reaction. So as you know, acid and base react to form salt and water. Acid base form salt, water. So this HCl react with sodium hydroxide form sodium chloride and S2. In this reaction no observation will be there because all are colorless. But if you take copper oxide, this black oxide is there, react with sulfuric acid, this will form copper sulfate and S2O. So this blue color is there and here black is there. So what do you observe when copper oxide with sulfuric acid? You will observe that black copper oxide dissolves in sulfuric acid to form the blue colored solution. Next one is given that reaction with active metals. So reaction with active metals. Just you see in this chapter, in your board paper, they are asking 5 mark questions, name the gas released, 5 mark questions they are asking the observation. So that's why it is very important, whatever the reaction you study, just to see what will be the possible observation. Observation means what you can see from your eyes. Observation means what you can see from your eyes, that is called observation. In observation, no need to write the name of the products. You have to write what you have seen and what you can see from your eyes. So, reaction with active metals. So, metal react with acid. So, when a metal react with acid, form salt and hydrogen. This you know that when any metal react with acid, form salt and hydrogen. So, zinc react with dilute sulfuric acid. This will form that zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. So in the same way, magnesium react with dilute HCl. This will form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. So here the question can be asked to you, name the gas. What you will write the answer? Hydrogen gas. When observation will write that a colorless gas is released, it burns with pop sound. A colorless gas is released, it burns with pop sound. This question last year asked in board paper that give the observation when zinc react with dilute sulfuric acid. So some of the students they have written that colorless gas is released and it burns with that pale blue flame or blue flame. So in that one mark was not given. Because many gases are there that burn with a blue flame. So that's why for hydrogen gas I want to tell you, wherever hydrogen gas is released, you have to write that it burns with pop sound. Only one gas is there that burns with pop sound, that hydrogen, and if you don't write, they will not give you the mark. Now next one is reaction of chlorides, nitrates, bicarbonates and carbonates with acid. Next one is reaction of chlorides, nitrates, carbonates, bicarbonate with acid. So reaction of chlorides, nitrates, carbonates and bicarbonates with acids. Means how this chlorides, nitrates, carbonates and bicarbonates react with acid. So chloride, you have seen that sodium chloride react with concentrated H2SO4. This will form, if the temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius, this will form NaHSO4 plus HCl. One point is given here that less volatile acid will displace more volatile acid. Just to go through your book, this point is given that AB plus HX. This will form this double decomposition reaction. Just to mark positive negative. In double decomposition reaction, that two compounds react by exchanging their radicals. So this will form AX plus HB. So this is the salt 1. This is acid 1. This is salt 2. That is acid 2. So in this one it is given that this acid is less volatile and that is more volatile. So less volatile acid displaces more volatile acid. Yes, correct. So this concentrated H2SO4 displaces HCl. In the same way, if you take NaNO3 reacts with H2SO4 concentrated and the temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius, this will form NaHSO4 plus HNO3. So in these two equations, if I ask you what nature of the concentrated sulfuric acid used here, so what you will answer? You will answer that non-volatile nature. But here in your book, what heading is given? Test for hydronium ion. So I want to tell you, here we are not using the acidic nature of the sulfuric acid. Since we are using the non-volatile nature, so that's why it is excluded. Here this concentrated H2SO4 is showing non-volatile nature. Non-volatile nature. So these two equations will be excluded. Means these two equations will not come in acidic property because you written the test for hydronium ion. In your book also this heading is given. It means whatever reactions you are studying, that will come under the heading of the test for hydronium ion. So these two reactions are excluded. If these two reactions are given to you and then it is asked what nature of the sulfuric acid used, here non-volatile nature. And if it is asked to you, give a chemical equation in which the sulfuric acid is showing that acidic nature, so these two equations please don't use it. And if you use it, you will lose the mark. In the last chapter when you go that chapter of the sulfuric acid, then it is given there. So here next one is carbonates and bicarbonates. So metallic carbonate metallic carbonate or bicarbonate react with acid, what they will form? They will form salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. So any sodium carbonate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, acidic nature is there. This will form Na2SO4 plus H2O plus CO. In the same way, you can take sodium bicarbonate, react with HCl. This will form NaCl, H2O and CO. So in this one, question can be asked to you, name the gas. So what you will write? Carbon dioxide. Name the gas, carbon dioxide, then observation. So what you will write the observation? That a colorless gas is released. It turns like water milk. A colorless gas is released. It turns lime water milk. So next one is chemical properties of bases. Test for hydroxyl ion. Chemical properties of bases. Test for hydroxyl ion. Chemical properties of bases. Chemical properties of bases, that is test for hydroxyl ion. Test for hydroxyl. The meaning is that whatever the reaction you are going to study, that can be used as a test for hydroxyl ion. So first one, that ammonium salt react with alkali. This will form salt, water and ammonia. So ammonium salt, that ammonium chloride reacts with sodium hydroxide alkali, either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. This will form NaCl, H2O and NH3. Otherwise, if you take that ammonium chloride reacts with calcium hydroxide, this will form calcium chloride, water and ammonia. So in these reactions, name the gas released. Name the gas is ammonia. Then observation is there. A colorless gas is released. It gives a dense white fume. The glass rod dipped in concentrated HC. A colorless gas is released. It gives a dense white fumes with a glass rod dipped in concentrate HC. So this is the test for ammonia gas, and then it is given that alkalis react with certain metallic salt solution to precipitate insoluble metallic hydroxide. Alkalis react with certain metallic salt solution to precipitate insoluble metallic hydroxide. So already you have studied this reaction. For example, ammonium chloride react with sodium hydroxide. So this sodium hydroxide will split ammonium in form of ammonium hydroxide. So 3NaCl plus AlOH whole plus. Then ferrous sulfate react with sodium hydroxide. This will form sodium sulfate, and here observation will study in third B, so just you study only chemical equation. Then next one is given neutralization. Next topic is given neutralization. So neutralization is very important. Many time asked in board paper, neutralization. So what is neutralization? Neutralization, the process due to which H ions of the acid, acids combined with OH ions of a base to form salt and water. This is the definition that is given in the book also, that you can study. So just you see, acid plus base form salt and water. So acid is HCl, base NaOH. This will form NaCl and H2. If you want to write in ionic form, H plus Cl minus, Na plus OH minus, this will give Na plus Cl minus H2. So that will be cancelled, and at the last you will get H ion combined with OH ion form H2. Then one more point is given, heat of neutralization. It is given that the amount of heat liberated when 1 gram of equivalent of acid or 1 gram equivalent of base is completely neutralized. So this is not required. For you the question will be asked only neutralization. So in the book just you go through page number 45. The process due to which H ions of the acid combined with OH ions of the base to form salt and water. Just the example. Then uses of acid and bases you can study IVAS, boric acid, food preservation, citric acid use, ink stain remover, oxalic acid, flavoring of drinks, carbonic acid, baking powder, tartaric acid, cooking acetic acid, pickling of metals you use hydrochloric acid. Then uses of bases, manufacture of here what is the pickling of metals? Before the electroplating we clean the metal. On the metal surface that metallic oxide is there. So removal of metallic oxide by action of hydrochloric acid is called pickling of metals. Then only you can get the smooth surface. In the same way, bases manufacture of soap, sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, calcium hydroxide, antacid, magnesium hydroxide, fire extinguisher, ammonium, softening of water, calcium hydroxide, removing of grease stain, ammonium hydroxide. So here you can study the reference, acidity in acid rain. As a reference it is given, that you can do by yourself. So next video that we will take about the indicators. So to the page number 45 you can